Hello and welcome. I'm Mr. Bronzeville, and you are watching Featured Artists. I'm sitting here with Suzette Opara of 828 Collections.
Yes.
Okay. Suzette, tell me, with you being a fashion designer, when was the first time you got bit by the fashion bug?
Well, the first time I was introduced to fashion was, I guess, at a very young age. I'm the middle child of 3 girls, so my mom would dress us in dresses and things like that. And my family is from West Africa, Nigeria. Okay. So I'm used to seeing like a lot of the elaborate fabrics and traditional garments. So kind of at an early age, around maybe 4 or 5. 4 or 5, now that's early. That's where I can remember just getting dressed up and having fun and playing around with my mom's jewelry and clothes and shoes and things like that. And then catalogs would come to the house and I would go through the clothing catalogs and fantasize about stuff.
When you got into fashion, like, was your heritage the biggest part of your influence in your background, or was it something that you saw? Because you know there's different types of Nigerians. There's the Americanized and then there's traditional. Did you have a real traditional upbringing that influenced your fashion?
No, I didn't have a very traditional, as far as in the sense of being Nigerian. No, I didn't have a traditional background. So I was a lot flexible, a lot free.
Okay.
And also I think too, just not really having a lot of resources is something that allowed me to be creative, because you took things that I had, you know, different outfits, or took a top and a skirt and kind of put it together and a belt and play with it and make, you know, create different looks. So I think that's what helped hone that creativity. You know, I think creativity comes from God, but it's like what you do with it to kind of sharpen it up. Yeah.
Okay. Now, moving forward, as far as like your fashion line, like what are you most excited about with your clothing line and where it is now, where it's going?
I'm excited. A lot of great opportunities are arising. I'm developing my technical skills as a designer, my construction skills, my eye for fabric, my eye for different fabrics. Okay. So those are some of the things that I'm excited about, and different opportunities, different shows, and just kind of taking my business to the next level. Sure. So those are a couple of things I'm excited about right now.
Okay. Now you mentioned taking your business to the next level.
Right.
You know that there's a lot of opportunity out there for small businesses in this economy. Yeah. How are you making yourself keep going in this troubled economy? I mean, business-wise, what do you use inside of yourself to get up every day and to keep after this dream that you have?
Well, definitely number one, the motivation from God. Like I said, He gave me a gift, and I feel like it's my gift back to Him to use it. So that's number one. And number two is I love fashion. It's you know, and it's exciting. I love the feeling when I make something for a client and they put it on and they're in the mirror and they're smiling and they're excited, and they go to the event and then they text me from the event, or they call me a couple days later like, oh my God, I was killing in my dress. So, you know, those are the things that help me feel good about something. Even when I do a garment and it might be the most complicated thing, or, you know, it might be nerve-wracking and I have to take things apart and start over, you know, just that feeling of satisfaction, and watching a client that's really self-confident and excited and feeling good and looking good in the garment, you know, that helps. That makes it all worthwhile at the end of the day. Okay. And now, the money isn't bad either.
I'm sure it isn't. You know, money is a motivator. I know a lot of people out there are wondering, how can you get in contact with Suzette Opara? Because you've seen the fashion and you know that she has got a gift. How would they get in contact with you, and what are you looking for from a perfect client?
Well, the first part of that question, how can they get in contact with me? They can call me at 773-220-3295, or they can go on either MySpace or Facebook to find me under my name, Suzette, S-U-Z-E-T-T-E, Opara, O-P-A-R-A. And the website is coming. I'm very picky. I've tried it. I'm like been working on a website for 5 years now. So that's coming. Almost got it to what I need it to be exactly. But you can contact me either through MySpace or Facebook in the meantime.
Okay.
Yep.
And as far as like your clientele, Like you mentioned, you want to take it to the next level. You know, what's that next level of clientele look like for you?
The next level of clientele, like I love the clients that I have now, and I would love to have just to continue developing and meeting different clients from just all backgrounds and people who love fashion. I want to get more, and I do plus size garments, but I definitely want to tap into that market more because I think it's a wide open market.
Sure.
I want to get into making menswear.
Okay, now. Now
I want to master women's first and then go into men's, because men's is a lot of tailoring, straight lines. You know, you really, you know, there's no draping. So I'm sure that would probably be easier, but taking baby steps towards that. And ultimately, I would love to have some professional clients, maybe like some athletes' wives or musicians, celebrity artists, and things like that.
All right. Now, as far as like being an artist, now a lot of people want to paint artists in a certain box. I know you're doing some innovative things to be able to further your career. Do you have like a team of other little Suzettes that run around here and market you, or do you do most of your marketing yourself?
I do most of it myself. I have a great group of friends and a great group of models that I work with. I have an assistant, Janae, signature model, Chrissy, my friend from high school that's been riding with me from the beginning. My best friends, Sean and Deirdre, they're really supportive. And a couple of girlfriends that do makeup, Nikki and Aisha Hunt. So there's a few people that we don't work specifically as a team, but in the great spectrum of everything, the models that I work with, the people that I work with are my team, because they're consistently there for me and they support me when I get down. Because, you know, as a designer, especially coming from Chicago, where it's not a super big fashion market like a LA or a New York or Milan or London, you know, it's good to have that support, because sometimes you get discouraged, like, you know what, I want to go just be a dentist. It's good to have that support team to back you up and say, you know what, just recalibrate, take a minute, take a breath, and you can do it. So it's always great to have that. And my mom and my sisters are awesome too. They really support me.
Now that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, moving like as fast as you move as a designer, are there any challenges that you've overcome that you would want to like give that lesson to an up-and-coming designer?
Yes, a couple of challenges I would say that I overcame, and some advice that I would give is just making sure when you put out a garment, you want to make sure that it represents you. That's one of the things I would say, is making sure whatever you put out represents you, and you're confident about it, and you can speak on it and feel good about it when it's out. Yeah.
Now, as far as like Chicago is concerned, how do you feel about the fashion scene in Chicago? Do you think it's cliquish, or do you think it's pretty inclusive? I mean, because I'm just here asking the questions, but I hear things about the fashion industry and how hard it may be to break into it. But being that you've been in this industry for a long time, have you seen the inclusiveness, or is it kind of a close-knit group that's kind of hard to break into? What's your opinion?
It's a little bit of both. You know, without getting into too much detail, that I would definitely say, like all other things, it is Chicago, so it is political as well, like everything else. But I think getting with a good group of people who are like-minded like you and are into the same type of thing that you do is great. Like I have a great group of a designer family, K-Fly, Samantha from Sound Chick, Double Stitch, Veronica Ariel.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a group of people who I'm actually fans of. And so I learn from them. We bounce ideas off each other. We support each other. So I think that's important. If Chicago wants to push forward as an actual fashion epicenter, they're going to have to do a couple of things. Number one, kind of support, bring some of that support a little further south. We normally see, like during Fashion Week and the fashion events, everything is mostly centralized downtown. So bringing some of those things further south to Bronzeville, because there's a big market out south.
All right.
And
now let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you want to see in Chicago if we have a Black Fashion Week? Because you know we don't have a Black Fashion Week.
I would like to see a Black Fashion Week.
Just period.
Period. I think that would be awesome.
Well, let's work on that together.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
All right, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go into a break, and then when we come back, we're going to give you some new fashion that you might have seen and some that you haven't seen. So come back. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. You are watching Featured Artists, and I am Mr. Bronzeville. We're sitting here with Suzette Opara of 828 Collection. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get into some of her fashion. So, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do the dang thing.
Okay. So, first up, we have Ksenia in a silk. It's a Dupioni silk, which is a raw silk. And it's a baby doll dress with an organza bow that ties on top, and it has organza lining under it with wire, copper wiring in the lining as well. So this is a fun little dress you could wear out, maybe after 5 or even daytime too.
Or on a date with Mr. Bronzeville.
On a date with Mr. Bronzeville.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a cute, fun, and flirty kind of dress. A lot of my clothes are clothes that they're sexy, but they're still classy, so they're fun and delicate. And this is a newer piece I did for the spring.
Okay, now.
Yep.
I'm ready for the spring.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kay.
Now, Suzette, tell me what next fashion treat you have for us.
Well, next we have Miss Crystal, and she is wearing a brocade printed skirt, like a checker print, with hints of gold and blush, and it's also lined with tulle. It's tulle under there, and on the shoulder is a blush-colored organza.
Organza?
Like organza shouldering. And the top part is jersey knit, and it's a cream. And this piece is just kind of fun and flirty. I wanted to choose like really soft colors, really feminine colors, so that was more of what we were going for. And this is, again, a real confident outfit, and you can put this together with a different top if you want to calm it down, because the shirt is kind of loud. It's really avant-garde, but I love it like that because I think it's fun, and women should take more risks with their wardrobe. And so this is definitely for the woman who is not shy at all. You gotta, when you come in the party and you want to shut it down, this is definitely something that you want to have on if you want to be the star of the ball.
That's definitely a dress you can wear to a function with Mr. Bronzeville.
Absolutely.